everybody, and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. For the past 4 decades, if you've wanted a V8 under the hood of the Jeep Wrangler, you had to do it yourself. But now that is changing. Meet the brand new 2021 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. The engine used here in the Wrangler is a familiar one in the FCA lineup. This is a 6.4 liter HEMI V8 making 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque sent through an 8-speed automatic transmission. With that power, this Wrangler 392 makes the jump from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, which is a 40% improvement over V6 powered Wranglers. So this is definitely the quickest production Wrangler ever. Like it does with many of its SRT vehicles, this Wrangler 392 comes with a functional hood scoop, and that's because this V8 needs a lot of air to breathe. It uses what Jeep calls its Hydro Guide intake system that includes a series of ducts and drains to remove water from the incoming air. Jeep says that up to 15 gallons per minute of water can be removed by this system. This Wrangler 392 is good for 32.5 inches of water wading, and even if a bow wave spills over the hood, the Wrangler will be alright because it will be able to separate that water out of the air. At the back end of the breathing system, there is an active dual mode exhaust. Now this will open under high loads to reduce back pressure and to crank up the sound, though it's also controllable at the touch of a button. And topping it off, that exhaust system has quad tips at the back of this Wrangler. Despite being ready to tear up the road, this Wrangler 392 is still a Rubicon, so it's still a serious off-road competitor. This Jeep has a 2-inch lift, which helps it to achieve 10.3 inches of ground clearance, an approach angle of 44.5 degrees, breakover of 22.6 degrees, and a departure of 37.5 degrees. Overall crawl ratio for this model comes in at 48:1, and there are still locking differentials in the front and the rear, sandwiched into a pair of Dana 44 axles. The transfer case here is the Select Track active transfer case, which means this model is full-time 4-wheel drive, though there is an automatic setting which will actually send the power where it's needed when slip is detected. A disconnecting front sway bar is also here in the front end to maximize articulation. There's plenty of computer driving aids here as well. First is Off-Road Plus mode. Now this works to maximize traction, and it allows you to lock just the rear differential in 4-wheel drive high. Shift into 4 low and you'll have access to the Select Speed control system. This is basically Jeep's off-road cruise control that will monitor the throttle and the brake and leave the driving to you. Right now, it is worth mentioning that yes, if you want one of these V8 Wranglers, you have to get a 4-door model. There is no 2-door Wrangler 392, which is a little disappointing because a 2-door V8 Wrangler would have been an absolute hot rod, but of course from a business perspective, Jeep just sells way more 4-doors, so it makes a lot more sense to put the V8 into the Unlimited. Still, we're a little sad. I'm sure you guys are too. Let us know what you think of that decision in the comments below. To prepare the Wrangler for this jolt in horsepower, Jeep is actually using an upgraded frame here, so just beefier frame rails. They've also installed new front upper control arms and cast iron steering knuckles to handle all that power. When it comes to styling, of course, this is still a Wrangler, but to separate these 392 models, Jeep has gone with a bronze theme. So you'll see bronze tow hooks, you're gonna see bronze around the badging, you're gonna see bronze on the shocks, you're gonna see that on the hood, basically bronze everywhere. And then of course, to top it off, a set of 17-inch bronze wheels is available. Inside this Jeep, you're gonna find more bronze stitching, badging. They've really stuck with that motif. That Uconnect 8.4-inch screen comes standard here. The timing of this new V8 powered Wrangler is not random. Of course, the Ford Bronco was revealed this year, and Jeep wants to make sure that its Wrangler stays relevant. Now, the Bronco is going to be available in early 2021, and so is the V8 Wrangler. So basically, when the Bronco is hitting showrooms in the first quarter of 2021, this Wrangler 392 should be as well. And don't forget, the most powerful Bronco makes 310 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. Now, there's a ton going for that Ford Bronco, don't get me wrong, but if all you care about is a big old V8 engine, Jeep is going to be your best option if you still want something that's very capable off-road. Pricing has not been released by Jeep, but look, it's the quickest Wrangler ever, the most powerful Wrangler ever. It's safe to assume it'll probably be the most expensive Wrangler ever as well, and I'm sure we will have pricing information closer to when the vehicle launches early next year. So everybody, that is it for this video. Of course, here at Truck King, we are so excited to get our hands on a V8 Wrangler. I can't wait to see how this thing actually drives on the road and whether or not it's just going to be big and unwieldy and hard to drive, or is that V8 going to make it just a rocket ship and give it all that low-end torque to make off-roading that much better. Anyways, I cannot wait. Make sure you keep coming back to the channel because you know we're going to test one of these as soon as we can. And as always, go below, leave us a comment, let us know what you think of this V8 Wrangler. As always, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we are testing next. See ya.